Black and sexy, baby.
Hey y'all, it's Lexual, aka Elexus Jionde of Intellectual Media, and this is 2-Minute History. Let's talk about how racism in sundown towns made travel hard for Black Americans in the 20th century. There were sundown towns across the United States where Black people knew better than to be in those places after dark. They may have worked there during the day, but they knew to leave at night. According to writer and sociologist James Loewen, this was a part of a larger phenomenon of self-imposed white segregation. In 1890, only 119 of America's thousands of counties didn't have any Black people in them. But by 1930, nearly 700 counties had less than 10 Black people in them. This is how we know that from 1890, white people began pushing Black people out of their communities. This was usually due to labor disputes, contempt for Black people voting, rape allegations gone awry, or just plain old racism. For example, the town of Washington Grove in Maryland had a covenant among residents in which no one could sell or lease their homes to a person of a race with a death rate higher than that of whites. When Black people fled most of these places for urban areas, they left behind white populations who didn't want Black people around ever. By 1950, it was clear where Black people resided in large populations in this country. As you can imagine, this could and did make travel hard for Black Americans. You couldn't always find rest stops or food or lodging. Or imagine if your car broke down in the wrong area. To cope, postal worker Victor Hugo Green created the Green Book in 1936. It was a crucial source for Black travelers well into the 1960s. It contained information for businesses in areas that were safe for Black people. It also provided information on discrimination and civil rights laws in certain areas so that people could be prepared on their travels. Even still, travel was hard. Look at how many options a Black person had for food and travel in 1947 going from Chicago to Miami. 2 lodgings and 4 restaurants in over 1,400 miles.
Black and sexy, baby.